Here's a video on the advantages of having your own lawn care service. First, I'm gonna knock out a few myths that I was faced with when I first started, based on hearsay, not doing the research. I ended up doing the research myself, but a lot of hearsay is somehow what people think is facts when it's just lies. Number one, you do not need a business license or a permit to cut grass. Long as you are making under $10,000, you don't need it. And it's ways that if you are getting paid, like say from a company, and they have to put the money in your account, that's one way they can figure out how much you're making, and then you pay taxes based on how much you think you're going to make. So you do not need a business account or a business license to first start. Second, you can put signs on your vehicles. You can put signs in yards, and you don't need insurance. If you are cutting a business, then you may need insurance for you, your company, and if you mess something up and you might not got the funds to get it fixed, your insurance will help pay for it. But you don't need that starting off. Secondly, thirdly, you need to have some business cards. Just going to people's doors, knocking. If don't nobody answer, then you're left with how they know what the hell you wanted, or who are you anyway. Business cards you can get. You can design them yourself. I got mine from Staples, $9.99 for, I think it was $2.50 or maybe $500. $9.99. You design them how you want them. And do not leave nothing in nobody's mailbox. That's a federal offense to mess with anybody's mailbox. So don't put nothing in the mailbox. Leave it in their door, seal, or something of that nature. But do not mess with the mailbox, because if somebody call on you, you can get in trouble for messing with somebody's mailbox. You can do bigger flyers with your name on it. But I found that business cards was easier because they'll last a little bit longer. Somebody could put it on their in their pocket or something like that. You can walk around and hand them out. You do not. It's okay to ask people how much they charge, like far as other lawn care people, but don't base yours off what they charge. My goal was to have 10 yards charging no less than $45. That's $450 at least every 2 weeks. That's $900 monthly. Now I got to a point where I stopped handing out business cards. I stopped advertising because I didn't want to grow too big, being it was me and my son, and then he don't help it as much as he want to. I don't want to put that on him to help, because I know he still need to live, even though he want money. He still help during the summer, but school time, I try to let him do his school work. But that's neither here nor there. But understand how much you can handle. Do not get more yards than you can handle, because then you get so many yards and you can't handle them. Then you start turning down people. Word of mouth is one of the worst forms of word of mouth is one of the best forms of advertisement, and it can be one of the worst forms, because people can badmouth you to this person and that person, and next thing you know, you got a bad rep on your name. So when I got to 6 yards, I stopped giving out cards, because my whole thought process was, once I infiltrate a neighborhood, cutting 1 yard there, I make my work speak for itself, to where the neighbor's going to see it. They see how professional I am, how I conduct myself, and then some neighbors talk. I'm not going to say most. Some neighbors talk, and next thing you know, you started with one house, then you might have 2 or 3 houses in that neighborhood. That's how it worked for me. Also, you don't have to have a uniform. Just try to have a color, like black khakis or black work pants and a shirt. but look professional. Don't be out there looking like a hobo or whatever. Look as professional as possible. Conduct yourself as professional as possible, because that'll go a long way too, far as people feeling comfortable with you cutting their yard. You don't want nobody, the stigma of, well, he might steal something or something like that, or he might break something and may not tell me. If you do damage anything, be sure to let them know. Replace it promptly, or take it off of how much you charging and replace it. Is that good faith to show them that you're a professional as possible. One thing that I do, that everybody got their own ways of doing anything, but one thing I like to do is senior citizens, however much I would normally charge for their yard, I will automatically get them $10 off. Since they're senior citizens, most of them are on fixed income, so you don't want to try to overcharge them and try to hit them in the head, especially when they're on a fixed income. And then I might do a little bit extra for them. Like if they want this done or that done, I might do it extra with no charge. I look at it as a marathon and not a sprint, because cutting grass is something that people need to have done every year for at least, I said, 5 months of the year, from probably about April to October, beginning of October, somewhere up in there, in the April, somewhere up in there. But it's 5 months, and just think, 5 times 9 is 4,500, and that's only with 10 yards at $45. You can charge, your range may differ depending on how big the yard is. But when you get that money, the best thing is to invest back into yourself. My homeboy only cut grass with a push mower. So you don't have to start off with a zero turn and all. He got a push mower, weed eater, and a blower. But if you don't have that and you're freshly starting off, I got my push mower for $25 from somebody who rebuilds push mowers. We'll fix them back up. $25. So you take that $25 and cut grass. And if you don't have a blower, you got a broom. Sweep off the sidewalks and the walkways. Like the thought that you have to have a zero turn, a trailer, and all of that, you don't need all of that. My homeboy don't even have a trailer. He got a ride lawnmower for at home, but he don't even have a trailer. But he's out there with at least probably about 10 yards himself with a push mower. I got a trailer with ride mower, push mower, a blower, weed eater, because I already had it at my house. And it's when I don't mind cutting grass. I like cutting grass, my own. So why not take that time to cut other people's yards? And I take my time to do it. Each time I cut it, I don't cut no corners. I make sure I weed eat every time. After I finish, I walk back through to make sure everything is done properly, because I don't want to leave spots, because I look at yard cutting like somebody's painting a picture. I want to have the best picture possible, so it's the best picture, so when other people look at it, they can admire and be like, oh, I like his work. It's plenty of things that you could be doing as a side hustle in order to make money. That's the main point of this video. There's plenty of things you could do to make money on the side. Cutting grass is something I can do that only takes up a few hours of my day. I just finished cutting 2 yards. And you can spread them out to where you don't have to cut yards you don't have to have 6 or 7 yards in one day. You can spread them out to where you cut them throughout the week. But the best thing about it is you are in control of when and how you cut the yards. And don't get caught up in the stigma of, well, certain people aren't going to pay or something like that. Everybody needs their yard cut. And it's based on the quality of service, I've learned. Because when I first started, I was going to houses whose yards was high, grass was high, because most of the good yards was already taken. So I was going to those houses, leaving my cards. And then once I got there, even though the grass was high, I still cut it. But those was the yards that I still cut. And I done picked up a lot more, but you have to start from the bottom. And then each year you might go up on price, $5 here and there, doing a little bit extra. It's all based on how you feel about your clients. Everything is based on the individual when you are cutting yards. Some people you might look out for, some people you might not. But don't ever think that everybody is the same. Everybody is different. Well, that's my video on the benefits of starting a small business, small lawn care business. If you got any questions, leave them at the bottom. Any disagreements, leave them at the bottom. Just know tomorrow starts a new day.